Web accessibility. By definition, web accessibility is the inclusive practice of ensuring that everyone can access and interact with the same content, regardless of disability. So, in other words, making sure that the products that we create can be used by everybody. And now some of you may be thinking, okay, like that's great, I get that, but it doesn't really affect me, so why should I care? And unfortunately, a lot of people have this misconception that web accessibility only caters to disabled users, and that's just not true. While yes, a big focus of accessibility is to make sure that people with disabilities are able to use websites and applications, accessibility is really meant to benefit everybody, whether or not you have a disability. So it might not affect you right now where you currently are, but it might affect someone you know, like your family member or a friend, or it might even affect you later in life when you're getting older. According to the World Health Organization, it's estimated that there are 1.3 billion people worldwide with a significant disability, which roughly translates to 1 in 6 people. And if we actually narrow that down to New Zealand alone, we have at least 1.1 million disabled people, which is almost 24% of our population. So imagine having a website that wasn't accessible. That's almost 1 in 4 users who won't be able to access your content. And to add on to that, WebAIM has actually reported that from they analyzed 1 million homepages, and from that, they identified 56 million accessibility issues. Now, keep in mind, these are only homepages. So this is one page out of who knows how much on a website. But that one page leading to 56 million accessibility issues is insane. And I get it. It can be hard to argue for an accessibility business case because, unfortunately, accessibility is one of those things where it's not something that immediately jumps out at you. It's not something that's super obvious or something that most people can identify straight away. But what I can tell you is that when you incorporate accessibility into your product, you are doing all of these things. You are extending your market reach. Just a quick little fun fact that the global spending power of disabled people is over $6 trillion. So think about how big your reach could be and all of the people that you're not reaching right now. It enhances your brand. So you'll be seen as a business that makes an effort to be inclusive, which is always a plus. I know there have been some really big lawsuits against popular food chains like Burger King and Domino's because disabled people couldn't use their website or their app to order food, and so they sued the companies. Which leads me to the next point, minimizing legal risk. Certain places do have laws that you'll need to comply with, so it's important to know what those laws are and which of those apply to you. Otherwise, you might have to face legal action and be sued for potentially who knows how much. So whether it's from a personal or an ethical or even a business standpoint, the fact is that there is something to gain for everyone involved. So before I talk about how we can actually solve these accessibility problems, I always like to start off with the why. Why do we have to do all of these things that we do? And one of the most important things that I learned as I was doing my training was that even though knowing WCAG is important and knowing all the rules and solutions is really helpful, I feel like there's more value in actually understanding what it is that people struggle with. Because even if you don't remember the specifics, like, oh, we need to do this page a certain way, or this element needs this attribute, blah, 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 if you can understand why someone might struggle with something and understand what it would be like for them if you were in their shoes, then you can piece together what it is that you need to do to address that.